Hello and welcome to Star Trek, the streaming experience. We are doing something new and fun today. We are going to be doing character creation for Chat's character, or Chat, depends on how we pronounce it. We are going to... Hi, Cozy Ophi. Cozy Ophi needs a shout out. And feel free to use the lurk command. I'll show you how to do it. Thank you for lurking. I appreciate it. Okay, let's figure out what screen we want to be on. Studio mode. I think we want to be on this screen. Wink. All right. So we're using Foundry Virtual Tabletop, and I had session 0 earlier with several of my, or actually all five of my streaming crew. Shout out to the streaming crew. And we did character creation and other things. But we still need to do the character creation for Chat's character. Because how this is going to work is that the Twitch chat is going to control Chat's character through me. I'm going to be the GM, the game master. And so we need to create this character. We need to do the first 3 steps of the life path creation process. So I'm going to close out some of these other tabs. And then this is Chat's, Chattington, Chatsworth. This is your character. You're playing this character. So, I'm going to start a poll. Let's set this as a 3-minute poll. First thing we need to do is decide the species for Chatsworth. So I put up a poll. It could be human, Klingon, Tellarite, Romulan, or Orion. So let's see if we can get any votes in here. And if we don't get any votes, we'll just roll for it because we have a species rolling table. We can go into here and say, let's give a random species. And I'm going to replace this one with Romulan, just to match the chart that we have. Result type document. Let's see, this playable species core. Yeah, I don't think that was working. That's okay. It was linked, but it was a broken link. So I'll just remove each of these links real quick while we're waiting for the poll. Just cleaning things up. So we had a great session 0 earlier. I'm going to see if I can get some more people in here. Send some announcements to folks. Okay, so we did some more announcements, see if we can get some more folks in here, and let's see how this goes. Hello everyone, we are doing the character creation step for Chat, the character in Star Trek Adventures that is going to be played by the Chat. That's you. Okay. So go ahead and pull up that species poll and vote on what you think. Let's see, that didn't close the poll, right? Diva summoned, yay! Hi Phantom Feast, it's been a great day. Shout out to the Phantom Feast, who is a streamer and a friend, IRL and online. So let me see what I can tell for this poll results. Has anyone voted in this poll? View results. No one's voted yet, but you can go ahead and vote right now. Oh, it says poll ended. Let me see if I can fix that. New poll. Well, tell you what. Instead of a poll, let's just say what species we want. Here's the options. Andorian, Bajoran, Betazoid, Romulan, Human, Tellarite, Trill, Vulcan. I think Tellarite would be interesting, Romulan would be interesting, Andorian would be interesting. So let's actually limit it to Andorian, Romulan. We can keep human in, but we already have some humans. And Tellarites. Need a longer poll. Yeah, it was a 3-minute poll, but I didn't have as many people in here, so let me redo the poll. Andorian, and if I can spell Andorian, Romulan, Tellarite, or Klingon. That's the other one I wanted to add. Okay, poll is up. Go ahead and vote. Let me know what species you think that the chat should play. And this is what's going to be. This is the time to figure it out. We'll just keep knocking out characters, or not characters, but species. Let's see, Bajoran or Betazoid. I'm gonna change Bajoran to Klingon so that we can Clington. Ah! Wrong button. Pulled up the debug console for a second. Alright, Phantom Feast, you should see a poll now. It's going to tell us more about the Andorians and the Tellarites. Okay. So, Andorians are one of the founding members of the Federation. They have blue or light blue skin. They have 2 antennas that they use to kind of sense things. And they are pretty cool. Let me see. Is this... Let's see. Lucar's cam screen 1. Full screen. I want to add a existing display capture of the left screen. Bear with me for a second. There we go. And we're going to just shrink that down a little bit. And then we're going to make this one disappear. Okay. So now you'll be able to see some of the options. Well, you know Klingon, you know human. Andorians look like this. See their antenna. And it says, an aggressive, passionate people from a frozen moon, Andoria. The Andorians have been part of the Federation since its foundation. Their blue skin, pale hair, and antenna give them a distinctive appearance. While the Andorian Imperial Guard was demobilized when the Federation was founded, they still maintain strong military traditions and a tradition of ritualized honor duels known as Ushan, using razor-sharp ice mining tools. And they have codes of personal honor and convention, and that helps them be productive. Tellarites. Let's jump down to Tellarites. Tellarites have kind of a big nose. They're stubborn, argumentative. They came from Tellar Prime, a temperate planet. And they're kind of thick-set and covered with dense hair and are a bit shorter than humans on average. And some of them have tusks, but they vary in size. So let's take a look at the poll. I'm not having very good luck with these polls, am I? But which one do you think is most interesting? It ended again, and no one clicked it. All right, I'm going to skip the polls. You can just say in the chat whether you think Romulan, Klingon, Tellarite, or Andorian would be most interesting. Jankum Pog and Prodigy and Zeus Tlagel in Strange New Worlds were Tellarites. Andorian, great choice. Alright, so we're going up to Andorian. And Andorians get control, daring, and presence bonuses. Control, daring, and presence. They get the trait Andorian, which we'll add in right here. They are resistant to extreme cold or tasks impacted by extremely low temperatures because they come from the frozen moon of Andoria. So that's pretty cool. And then they get a species ability. They are intense. When you succeed at a task where you purchased one or more d20s by adding threat, you generate 1 bonus momentum for each d20 purchase. Bonus momentum may not be saved, so they have to be used immediately. So basically, they're pretty intimidating naturally, and this gives them some advantages in combat. And let's see, this is going to be a species Andorian. Okay. Now, let's see. Andorian names. Well, we already have a name. It's Chat. So let's go on to the next step of character creation. We have to choose the environment where this character grew up. And to make this a little bit easier, I'm going to just roll for this. The options are homeworld, which is, in this case would be Andoria, a busy colony, an isolated colony. Well, and I have some, like, a hair on my glasses. A frontier colony, a starship or starbase, or another species world. So let's go ahead and roll. And the answer was frontier colony. Awesome. Oh, there we go. That's what I needed to do. Okay, so environment is frontier colony. Species is Andorian. Pronouns is going to be they, them. And for the frontier colony, we need to look up what we need to do. We gain a value. We'll take care of that in a second. We can increase control or fitness. Fitness gives us more hit points. So I'm going to select fitness. Unless you want control, let me know. And then one of con, security, or medicine increased by 1. So con is piloting, security is security, and medicine is medicine. I think it'd be kind of funny to have an Andorian pilot that was controlled by chat. But let's see what you think. And then while you're thinking about that, we're going to look at the values. Values. Okay, so Andorians had some sample values, and then there was a bunch more. I always repay my debts, no challenge unmet, proud child of Andoria, or question my word, question my honor. I feel like question my word, question my honor would be appropriate for chat. So let's go ahead and add that value. There's one value that we get for now. So chat is going to be question my word, question my honor. Intense, Andorian. Back down to step 2. And what did I say? Frontier colony. So here's what frontier colony means. The character comes from a colony located on the fringes of known space, either on the edge of uncharted space or on the border with another civilization. Frontier colonists tend to be hardy and determined, even stubborn, and well prepared for the dangers that their home may pose. Yeah, that would be funny if chat was the party's healer. Um, we did look at the character sheets earlier, so let's take a peek at each of the character sheets that we have for the player characters. So we have Kellis, who has command and medicine. We have Pajan, who has con and engineering. We have Rosie, who has con and science. We have Spark Pulse, who has engineering and science and medicine somehow. This is an error. I'll have to talk with them. And then finally we have Tanix, a Denobulan. Denobulan. From a busy colony and has command and engineering. So I think con or medicine would be a safe choice. So let me see what the options were. Control, fitness, and con, security, or medicine. I think the party's fairly balanced at the moment, but there's only one person that has medicine. So I'm going to say for chat, we're going to go with medicine. And then control or fitness. I think I already chose fitness. So we are done with that part. Cool. On to step 3, the upbringing. We are creating the character of Chattington Chatsworth for our Star Trek role-playing game. Okay. So the next step, we're picking the upbringing. The nature of a person's family and their surroundings as they grew up can have a massive impact upon them, and whether or not they accept this influence or rebel against it will shape them for the rest of their lives. A character's upbringing provides them with 3 points spread across 2 attributes. Which attributes can be increased and by how much is determined by the upbringing chosen and whether they accept or rebel. Each upbringing can also give the character a single point to add to their departments, with each upbringing having a choice of which departments can be increased. And then they also get a single focus, which should relate to their upbringing chosen. Finally, each upbringing gives a character a single talent. So, the options for upbringing are agricultural or rural, artistic or creative, business or trade, diplomacy or politics, science or technology, Starfleet or military, or roll again. So let's take a look. What does the random number generator have in store for us for the upbringing? We're going to roll the dice. Here we go. Science and tech. Nice. So the upbringing is science and tech. And then we need to decide accept or rebel. I feel like chat would rebel. Do you think chat would rebel? Yeah, let's say that chat rebelled. Okay. So, for science and tech rebel, we need to rebel. If the character rebelled against this upbringing, the flavor text up here. The character's home was one filled with the potential of science and cutting-edge developments were familiar ground. Perhaps the character was raised by scientists, engineers, or had mentors or teachers who encouraged talent for the technical. And they rebelled against this, so they don't lack technical talent, but they haven't developed that talent and instead rely more on instinct, increasing their daring by 1 and insight by 2. That'll be good. Daring and insight. Daring and insight both go to 9. Not 98, just 9. Okay. And next is they get to choose con, engineering, science, or medicine to increase by 1. You know what? Let's double down on medicine. I like the idea of chat being a healer. Does that matches their support character? Is there going to be a support character? Inevitably. And then they need to have a focus, which should result in their favorite fields of study. Let's say xenobiology sounds good. So they get a focus of xenobiology. And then they get a single talent. So let's take a look at the talents list. Okay. Let's see, how many talents are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 on this page. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And then species ones. Let's look at the species ones. Andorian. Proud and honorable. Whenever you attempt a task to resist being coerced into breaking a promise, betraying your allies, or otherwise acting dishonorably, you may add threat immediately to succeed at that task. The amount of threat you add is equal to the task's difficulty. Interesting. I'm not sure how much this would come into play, because resisting being coerced is... Resisting being coerced requires a very specific circumstance. And then the honor duel, when you make a melee attack or are targeted by a melee attack by 1 or more d20s by adding to threat, you may re-roll any number of dice in your pool for the task. Let's not do that one. That's a little bit harder mechanically. We want something that's a little bit easier for chat to use. Let's see. What do we qualify for? Daring is 9. Insight is 9. Daring has to be 11 there. Presence has to be... What's presence? Presence is only 8. Daring is 9. At the start of any round in an action scene, you may add 1 threat to take the first turn, regardless of who would have acted first. So you could be very impulsive and give chat the first turn. When a scene begins, if there are fewer points of momentum in the group pool than there are characters in the scene who have this talent, immediately add 1 momentum to the group pool. Well, that's pretty cool. When the scene begins, if there are fewer points of momentum than there are characters who have this talent. So this would require other people to take this talent. But if we start off with 0, we can add 1. So we get 1 momentum. You know what? That seems like it works. Let me just take a quick look. Fitness is only 8. I think this one will work. Close-knit crew. So this will be the second talent. And we'll just have to remember to add momentum at the beginning of every scene. That's a pretty cool bonus. That'll happen all the time. Well, as long as there's no momentum. If we've used up all the momentum, we can get some more momentum. Alright, and that was step 3. Science and Technology rebelled. So I'm going to make sure that these add up to 49. 8, 9, 8, 9, 8, 7. 49. Perfect. And chat is, I think, is ready. Except for the artwork. So we need to make Andorian artwork. Okay, so let's go to token generator. Andorian. Body is, let's see, average non-binary, average female, average male. Yeah, average non-binary. Okay. Lower dex. Blue for medicine. We want the round border. That's like a Giga Chad chin. It's like a superhero chin. Oh, there's the Giga Chad. Very angular chin. Yeah, let's go with the angular chin for fun. Hair. What type of hair? It's all very pale hair. I like that. Mouth. They all look very similar. I think we need some big juicy lips. What do you think? Lipstick color. Oh, wow. Well, we got to do some, I think I like that. We got to do that. Let's see. Should they have a shadow or not? No. They could have a mustache. That's all ridiculous. Little soul patch, some chin hair. These beards are out of control. Just checking out the different options here. Eyes. It's mostly the eyebrows I'm interested in. Kind of like that. Does this look like a good chat? And like pale blue eyes, yeah. Extras. Need the earring. Forehead. Have a visor. No headwear. Alright, let's ship it. Alright, let me put this in the right folder, and then we'll be able to... We'll be able to select it in the game. Alright, where did chat go? Here we are. Assets. There we go. Chat is now an Andorian. And then we need to update the token. It's updated. Very good. We're going to bring chat back into the scene. And there we go. There's chat. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. We can also think about... We can think about their backstory. Andorian, applicant, frontier, they, them. I need some pastimes. What are some good pastimes for chat? Probably watching live streaming chat. Watching live streams. That's a good chat thing. And then I'm just gonna take this screenshot and then we're gonna feed it into we're gonna feed it into AI. I'm saying suggest a backstory for Chatsworth in line with... Actually, I'll just bring this over here. Sure. You can see what I'm doing. Suggest a backstory for Chatsworth in line with... With what? With the character sheet and the life path creation process, steps 1 through 3. Boop. The backstory should have 2 paragraphs. One for their homeworld, their environment, one for their upbringing. Let's see what ChatGPT 5 says. Environment, homeworld or colony. Starfleet exploration bias. That's not what was in the screenshots. Maybe I need to write it out. How do I... Can I not edit previous chats anymore? Alright. We're gonna go over to here, and did it figure out that Chatsworth is an Andorian? You misread the specs from the image. Here are the necessary life path stuff. Species, Andorian, pronouns, they, them. Rank, applicant to Starfleet Academy. Environment is Frontier Colony. Upbringing is Science and Technology Rebelled. Pastimes, watching live streams, and then can I copy and paste this whole thing? Yeah. Medicine focuses xenobiology, and value is question my word, question my honor. Make sure to search the project files. If this doesn't work, I'm going to switch over to Claude, because I know that Claude will be able to take care of this. Claude the AI, that is. Make sure to search the project files for the steps 1 through 3 of life path character creation. We won't be doing the later steps yet. Okay, let's see what it produces. While that's cooking, I'm going to see if we can't go live on TikTok for a couple minutes. And let's do it. Okay, that's better. Okay, so TikTok is going live. And how do I... Let's see. I'll just kind of leave that alone. I'll put OBS over here. Now I can see what's going on. Okay. It's still reading documents. It's thinking. Okay, it thought for a whole minute and a half. Okay. Let me jump over to my dashboard. Edit stream info. We're going to be doing tabletop RPGs. Okay. So reading through this, trait notes. Frontier colony, rough edges, self-reliant problem solver used to making do core far from the core worlds. Knows the tech scene but resists being boxed in. Questions authority and assumptions. That's probably true. Add a 2 to 3 sentence bio that ties these together. Gravitates to med streams and alien life rabbit holes. Quick hits for later. We're doing the character creation for chat. This is your character. Standard Andorian. Need a name for the colony, world, and clan. Clan is Chatsworth. We let's be more direct with the AI. Please create a 2-paragraph biography of Chatsworth. Cool, cool. It's going to be thinking for a minute. In the meantime, there we go. Born on Thalor 3. Okay, cool. An Andorian frontier colony at the edge of Federation space. Chatsworth grew up in a place where the cold winds cut deep and survival required both grit and ingenuity. Hello, hello. We are creating a character for Star Trek, the next, not the next generation. Star Trek Adventures, the interactive streaming experience. And this character is a Andorian. So let's see. Environment. I was just reading through. The settlement was a patchwork of Andorian tradition and the pragmatic compromises demanded by limited supply lines. Starships were rare visitors, so colonists learned to make do with what they had, whether in the form of salvage technology, improvised medical care, or community-built infrastructure. For Chatsworth, the icy plains and close-knit clans of Thaler III fostered a sense of honor and mutual responsibility, values as constant as the auroras dance across the polar skies. I like that. I like that. Upbringing, science and technology rebelled. Raised in a family renowned for medical research and xenobiology, Chatsworth was expected to follow a precise and prestigious career path. They learned the fundamentals early: how to read alien physiological scans, how to improve life-saving treatments, but often chafed against the rigid academic expectations. Instead of logging lab hours, they preferred watching subspace live streams across the quadrant, soaking in everything from cultural broadcasts to field med ops footage. Their refusal to conform frustrated their mentors, but also honed their independent thinking. By the time they applied to Starfleet Academy, Chatsworth had resolved to honor their clan's scientific legacy on their own terms, questioning every assumption, including orders, because in their mind, to question one's word was to question one's honor. Alright, so let's do that in the notes for Chatsworth. So Chat has a background. Yay. Awesome. Okay. So what can we do now? Well, we are going to be streaming this as a game with 5 players plus Chatsworth next Saturday from 11:30 a.m. 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. So check that out when you can. Let's see. Let's see what to do now. I could play a game, but I kind of want to create a couple NPCs. We need a couple more NPCs. So one of my cats is messing around over there. Pigeon! Okay. Basic, talented, proficient is 9s. Talented is higher. Proficient. So let's copy. Let's duplicate this one. And we're going to give this one an actual name. This is going to be Ensign. I need a name. I need a name. Well, let's go brainstorm 10 names for human NPCs that are Starfleet officers at Ensign or Lieutenant I don't know how to spell lieutenant. Rank. Okay, I'll just go with the first name here. Ensign Marissa Cole. And this ensign is going to be she, her, human, and we're going to need some artwork. We can look for human. Oh, well, that's not the artwork I wanted. That's okay. Hi, Sideshow Bob. How are you? We are preparing for a campaign of Star Trek Adventures. We're going to be playing this tabletop role-playing game virtually, and we are just preparing for everything this week. So I'm going to be streaming as I prepare. Hello, MM for Christ 7. I'm live on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. So that's pretty good. Okay. Ensign Marissa Cole, we need some artwork. So we're going to go back to here. We'll put this up here. And we're going to change the species to human. And ensign. Body is feminine. Head, hair. This head needs to change. Mouth. You get a little mouth and a little nose. And your eyes can be like this. That looks good. Alright, I'm just copying over the token into the game so that we can get that. Tokens, streaming tokens, and this is going to be the Lower Decks Ensign. Ensign Marissa Cole. Alright. And Marissa is going to be down here in this folder. Yes. And let's see. We need to fix up the token for this one. Prototype token. Vision is enabled. Appearance, light, resources. Okay. So we have the ensign who is going to play a role in our Mission 1 campaign. I'm going to go ahead and put the ensign into... Where is it? Here it is. The ensign's going to be in this door. And there's... Oh no. The icon is not correct. Okay, let me fix that. Streaming tokens. Ensign. Prototype token. Appearance. Assets. Tokens. Streaming tokens. There we go. There we go. Why? Why? It still didn't work. Alright, hold on. Prototype token. Link actor data. Not enemy alpha token. Tokens, streaming tokens. Oh, because I pushed X up here instead of pushing update token down there. That's what happens. There we go. All right. Ensign Marissa Cole is ready to go. And then I need to set up some props, I think, in here. How do we do props? I need some props. I need some cargo props. So we'll do that in here. Actually, this needs to be gridless. Is this gridless? Needs to be gridless. Yeah, gridless is correct. Where's the prop? Okay. So I'm going to take said artwork, go into ChatGPT, explain what I'm doing. Attached is the scene for the combat readiness. Examination for Starfleet entrance exam. Need a few cargo or gym equipment props. Actually, I'm just going to say cargo. The cargo should look heavy. I could probably steal it from the cargo bay, but I want to see what this does. There's another scene that's the cargo bay that, let's see, that I don't even have open, but I have down here somewhere. There's the cargo bay. I could probably steal one of these images and make it into a prop, but let's see if this will create anything useful. While that's cooking, there it goes. I'm going to go back into the game. And we're going to find this file. Actually, we're just going to screenshot this and use the editor. Actually, this one is almost perfect. Where's my paint on it? Okay, so we're jumping over to background mode. Just seeing which one will give us the cleanest background. Actually, I'll just use the eraser. Don't need to get fancy. Okay, that was good. Need to cut that one a little bit closer. I'll go a little bit slower for that. Okay, well, that's a nice prop. Let's see what ChatGPT came up with. It's still cooking. Mix Boo, hello. It's been a while. How are you? I am preparing for a Star Trek Adventures tabletop roleplay game where I'm going to be the game master. And we are going to be playing on stream. So I am... Thank you for the likes. Thank you so much. I'm going to be streaming on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok for this game. So, right now I'm just preparing. I'm putting some artwork together, and I'm going to be getting that artwork into the game somehow. So let me save this somewhere that's useful. Let's see. Map assets. It always takes a long time to make a folder. I don't know why. Hello, just saying hi for a spell. Well, thank you for saying hi. I appreciate it. I know that we've been friends for our mutuals on TikTok for a long time. So I appreciate you. Thank you. Share my live. How do I do that? I can copy the link. I won't bother doing that right now. I'm at the mercy of the algorithms. The algorithms are difficult. Okay, this is cargo. And then in here, let's see. Tile controls, place a tile. Foreground layer. Okay, I'm going to go back to the armory. Okay, I see how it works. Assets, map, assets. And then we're going to find our map assets, our cargo, and select that. Scale. Okay. It's not perfect, but we can make it really big. Can we rotate it? I don't know. I'm just going to place a couple of these around. Cool, cool. Hi, Leah. How are you? I am preparing for my Star Trek Adventures tabletop roleplay game, which is going to be streaming live on TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. Have I been watching Strange New Worlds? I have been waiting to watch Strange New Worlds. I like it a lot. I love it. I watched the previous seasons, but the current season that's coming out, I'm waiting until I can binge watch the whole thing in one sitting, because that works better for my brain somehow. Otherwise, I'm like waiting and then whatever. So I'm just kind of trying to avoid spoilers online, but how about you? Will not say anything. Well, are you liking it? That's the important part. Okay, I think this cargo works. Let me see. Appearance, overhead. I don't think I need any of this weird stuff. Position. Oh, I can rotate it. Cool. I think I'll enjoy it too. I have seen a couple of promotions, like the Muppet episode. I don't think anyone has missed that one. That's been all over the place. Just the promotion with Captain Pike coming, the camera coming around him in the chair, and then he's a Muppet, and the light comes up. You super dig it. Awesome. Well, if anyone is interested in watching me on Twitch, there's kind of more full experience there. I did figure out the screen share and everything for this. Oh, you didn't know about that one? About the Muppet one? Yeah, I don't think it's been released yet, but I've just seen a promo for it, so I can't wait. Some subspace quantum glitch that distorts their vision, and then they're all Muppets. That's hilarious. Something like that. I'm just guessing. Yeah, I can't wait. I also can't wait to play this some more. So here's the concept. You tell me what you think of this. We have 5 human players. They're playing different species. One of them is playing a human character. But we also have a character. What is going on? Oh, the live disconnected for a second. The TikTok Live Studio, when it reconnects, it sounds like it's ringing a phone. And so I'm like, who is calling me right now? And this is a weird sound alert. But it was just disconnected for a moment. Anyway, we have 5 players, and then we have a 6th player that is going to be controlled by the Twitch chat. So it's kind of like a Twitch Plays thing, where the Twitch chat can determine what the player character does through chat discussion and point redeems and polls sometimes. So it's going to be kind of an interactive streaming, live stream, tabletop roleplay experience. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Okay. So let me show you some of the scenes that I have prepared for the next mission. We have Douglas Station. We have a bar, and this is where all the players, player characters, Tannix, Rosie, Kellis, Sparkpulse, and Pajan, plus Chaddington Chatsworth, who is an Andorian, who has blue skin and antenna. It's amazing. So I made this chat character today in this stream. And let's see. Star Trek mood lighting. Yes, thank you. Do you like my overlay? Do you like all this stuff? And all this stuff? I don't know. Trans flag buttons. That's cool. I thought it was cool. I made it myself. You want to hang out in there? Yes. And then we have our bartender. And the great thing about this game is I had to set it all up, but when you move around, you get the different lines of vision, so you can see what is visible. So, for example, if I go into this turbo lift and close the door, the turbo lift itself is visible, and then the audio gets cut off. And then we go into the bar and we get the bar audio. And then watch these windows over here as we move around. So it's pretty cool. I like it, at least. I think my players like it as well. Loving the windows, yes. So I'm going to put a couple of the other applicants out. Actually, I need to make 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to make 4 more tokens for the other applicants. I wish I could just randomly roll. Let's see. I was trying out, so ChatGPT it gave me an isometric view of this cargo crate, but I can't do much with that because this is all overhead view. Oh, and I realized that you can't really see the ChatGPT stuff on the TikTok screen. That's okay. Okay, so applicant Chris Jacques is a human with they them pronouns, grew up in an isolated colony, and accepted their diplomacy and politics upbringing. So what does Chris Jacques look like? I'm going to human, no rank. You can zoom in a bit to see the cool designs. We can't read anything. I don't mind. Still fun. Well, thank you for hanging out and having fun with me. Sorry that the text is not very readable. I'll just read it out for you. But I'll just leave this on the zoomiest zoom of Chatsworth. Should be able to read that. Okay, so I'm going to go on to the other screen, and sorry, Mixboo, you won't be able to see what I'm doing, but I'll just describe as I'm going. I'm selecting the hair color is going to be blue, and mouth, lipstick color is going to be a little bit different. No lipstick color. Maybe lipstick color. So many shades to pick from. I am having fun. I'm having fun. We are making the game work for us. The pink hue is a nice contrast. Yeah. Is it this pink? Yeah. The mustache. Okay, I need to pick a different hairstyle. This looks like a non-binary person. Different nose, different eyes, extras, big hoop earrings, export. Okay, and let's get this streaming token in here. This one is going to be for Chris. Chris Jacques. And then Chris Jacques is going to get assets, tokens, streaming tokens. Chris Jacques. And then let's fix your token. It's good. Token looks good. Stress is full. Okay, so applicant Jack Randy will be sitting at a table up here with Chris Jacques. And then we need to make, actually, let me check. One of them, the value on this one. So the values are basically what motivates the characters. And the value for Chris Jacques is space really wants us dead. And so I love that. Chris Jacques is a survivor. And then Jack Randy is Starfleet to the core. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me think for a second. Reben is Betazoid. Busy Colony. Soral is Business or Trade on the Vulcan homeworld. I kind of like the idea of a Vulcan talking back to the characters. OMG, LOL, aw, nice, thank you. It's nice to hang out with some people. Let's see. How's everyone doing in the chat? Okay, we are loading up some artwork for these characters, so let's go back to the artwork creator. We need to create one for Pola Javziv, a Tellarite. She, her. Okay. Talaxian, no. Tellarite. Kind of like a pig nose looking creature with or without tusks. Standard or tusks. I think no tusks on this one because she, her. The tusks are more on the male Tellarites. You can be operations, I guess. Security is operations, I think. Ops, science, science, blue, red. Yeah. Yeah, Tellarites are... let's see if I can't get you a image of a Tellarite. Well, I can't paste an image directly. I can paste that tile. Okay, that's fine. I'll just describe the Tellarites. Tellarites are stubborn, argumentative Tellarite species originated upon Tellar Prime, a temperate planet in the Alpha Quadrant. Their bodies are thick-set and covered in dense hair, and they stand a little shorter than humans on average. Many male Tellarites possess tusks to some degree, although they vary in size and prominence. Tellarites are known to be highly argumentative, even rude by the standards of other cultures, often complaining frequently or insulting others as part of their social interactions. In truth, this comes from a sense of intellectual honesty and rigorous skepticism. To a Tellarite, no idea, concept, or person is beyond challenge or analysis, and any notion that cannot stand up to scrutiny is an unworthy one. Tellarites revel in debates and enjoy arguing. The criticisms, complaints, and insults issued during the conversations are intended to be met in kind. To do otherwise is display a weak character, an inability to stand up for oneself, or an unwillingness to confront one's own flaws. So Tellarites are pretty cool. I think there's a couple Tellarites. For example, there's one in Star Trek Prodigy, and there's one in Strange New Worlds. But I don't think that they're used to their full potential. So I'm curious to explore this. So I'm going to go back to making the Tellarite woman. Head is going to be like this. Hair. Sure. Oh, what kind of hair might you have? I can see that. All right, no lipstick for you. Nose. Vulcan-esque angled brows or standard brows. Let's go with the Vulcan-esque. And we'll give you green eyes to match your hair. Won't give you a visor. Okay, now I just need to rename the file, and then we can bring it on in. And the name of this character, again, was Pola Jav Ziv. She, her. Pola Jav Ziv. I spent a lot of time creating these characters just to maybe throw them away after the first session. I hope not. Okay. Selected. Let's make sure the token is correct. Yes. And you can have that. Now we can see maybe at this table. Here's the artwork for the Tellarite that we just created. Thank you for the breakdown. Yeah, they mean business for sure. Good character practice, though. Yeah. So I have some ideas in mind for what this character is going to be able to do. Okay, next two is Reuben and Saral. I think Saral is a Vulcan, yes. And Reuben is a Betazoid, which basically looks like a human, but has empathic or telepathic abilities. Classy bob cut, yes, exactly. So, we are going to go back to the token creator. And we're going to do Betazoid. Body. Let's do blue for this one. You know what? I think Reuben, he, him, I think it's going to have a little bit darker skin. Because canonically, there are a variety of skin colors for the races and species in Star Trek. For example, Tuvok is a black Vulcan, and then Spock is a not Caucasian, but white Vulcan. Things like that. Deanna Troi, first Star Trek crush. Exactly. Love Deanna. Okay, so hair is going to be a little bit more traditional. Maybe like that. I like that. I'm going to give the hair a different color, though. A darker color. Yes. Mouth. I'm just going to randomly pick a mouth. And you can have a 5 o'clock shadow, sure. And a soul patch. No. Nose. Let's do a wide nose. We've done a wide. That's kind of a bulbous nose. That nose doesn't fit the face. A pointed nose. Yeah, let's do a pointed nose. Eyes. Kind of thick eyebrows. This character is not going to have an earring. And we have our next token. What is your favorite Star Trek series? Or how would you order them, like top to bottom? That's the question of the day. Okay, Reuben Conan is going to be sitting with Pola Jav. Here is our darker skinned Betazoid male who is telepathic and is just completely rude about it. Let's see. And I did give them telepathic species ability. Although I think I need to add that, but that's okay. Okay. Tough, yes. Deep Space Nine, number 1. A lot of people say Deep Space Nine is number 1. I mean, it's also number 9, but you know what I mean. Number 1. And so I'll leave that one. I think that Ensign Marissa Cole. I need to fix your character. Ensign Marissa Cole. Prototype token. Appearance. Update token. And we will go back to, where did I say? The Turbolift lobby. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to fix your token right now, Ensign Marissa Cole. That's fixed. Now we're going to go back to the bar. Okay, so we can enjoy the discussion between Pola Javziv and applicant Reuben Conan while I create a Vulcan. And this Vulcan is going to use one or any pronouns. So like oneself kind of thing. Let's see. A rude telepath. Who would imagine? The outfits were so on point for Deep Space Nine. Yes, they were. And there's just kind of a classic feel to them. Strange New Worlds might be taking second place. I feel like it might be betraying Voyager. Then controversial, but Picard maybe after. Really? A lot of people have criticisms about Picard. I personally enjoyed it, but I had to turn off some of the like critical thinking aspects of like what's going on too much. So I don't know. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the lore building, the world building of Picard. What about Lower Decks? Have you seen Lower Decks? That's one of my favorites, for sure. Also had to turn off the critical thinking. Yep, that happens. That happens. Okay, Saral. Where am I going? Where am I going? Over here. Species, Vulcan. Body, masculine. I think. Yeah, I did a feminine non-binary. Now I'm going to do a masculine Vulcan non-binary. And this Vulcan, let's see. Science for sure is blue. Head, and we'll make them a very dark Vulcan. It's like, we need to have some variety of the colors of our species. Hair. What would a dark Vulcan's hair look like? Probably like that. Mouth, no beard. Vulcans don't have beards. Well, sometimes they do. Nose is going to be... That's kind of ridiculous looking. Silly looking. I don't know, maybe it's not so ridiculous. Like, all of these are kind of silly. I don't know. Broad, flat, pronounced nostrils. Yeah, we'll go with that. That'll give us some nose representation. Okay, and earrings. Just little studs. Export, and that may be the last one that we need for the NPCs. I hope. You want to know my favorites? Okay. Next Generation has to hold a special place in my heart. I've rewatched the whole thing at least twice, plus when I originally watched it as a kid. And Deep Space Nine is good. I liked it, but for I think life reasons, didn't get to watch the last couple seasons as much as I would have wanted to. So I need to rewatch that a little bit. I have to say, like, after the Next Generation, just because it's classic, it has to be Lower Decks and Strange New Worlds, maybe tied. I really like Lower Decks, and you said it's told to give it a better chance that it picks up in season 2. Honestly, like, for me, season 1 was really strong for Lower Decks. And other people can have different opinions, that's totally fine. But I think that Lower Decks is kind of like a love letter to Star Trek and a parody of sorts without actually being a parody. So let me set this Saral artwork and give Saral a place on the map. Maybe down here. And I'll zoom in real close so you can see Saral. Here is Saral, a dark-skinned Vulcan. Tie between Strange New Worlds and Lower Decks should give it more of a chance. Yeah, I've recently started a rewatch through of Lower Decks because I haven't seen season 5 yet. It came out last year. And I wanted to rewatch through like I've done before I watched the just like binge watch the new seasons. And I'm really enjoying Lower Decks. I'm a Lower Decks stan. Saral looks great. Yes, thank you. Okay, so what we have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 NPCs who are applying for Starfleet Academy against the 5 player characters plus Chatsworth. Actually, I'm going to screenshot this and send it to the group in the Discord. I've resurrected my Discord. I had a Discord from when I streamed in 2018 and 2019, and then I let it die, and then it came back. And I watched the full season 1 of Strange New Worlds. Yes, the full season 1, and I think season 2. Is it season 3 that's coming out right now? Is that right? Okay. Let's see. What was I doing? Oh, I was... Hi, puppy. Hi, puppy. My dog's here. All right, dog. Just season 2 of Strange New Worlds. I can double check. Okay, yeah. Let me know. 3 seasons. Yeah, that's what I thought. Hi, Brenda. How are you? Okay. Chat. Shots. Okay, I'm just sharing the screenshots for Chatsworth. With my crew on the Discord that I resurrected. Okay. Let's see. Brew Lounge. That's cool. Yay! Yeah. We have a lot of Star Trek out. This is like a second golden age of Star Trek. Like a renaissance. A lot of Star Trek. I love it. So you want to hear about one of the characters that one of my players came up with? I allowed them to homebrew a species, and that species is Cybertronian. Now, do you know what Cybertronian is from? I did watch season 2. That's the one with the Lower Decks crossover episode and the musical episode Subspace Rhapsody, which was pretty cool. So, Cybertronian is the home species of Cybertron, which is where the Transformers are from in the Transformers series. So, in the canon of this game, one of the Transformers, known as Spark Pulse, was found by Starfleet officers repaired and grew up around science and technology around Starfleet. And so this is not a real big one. This is a relatively small transformer. And their vehicle mode is going to be a grav cycle. So a floating motorcycle. It's pretty badass. Yeah, what'd you think of the Lower Decks crossover in the musical? Like, Strange New Worlds is doing all kinds of cool stuff. Okay. The Vulcan is sitting alone. These two are talking. These two are talking. One of the NPCs that I had already created is applicant Jack Randy, which I thought is a pretty funny name. Hi, Nana. Lower Decks crossover got me invested enough to try and watch Lower Decks itself. Oh, good. The musical was epic cringe, but I'm biased because I can't deal with musicals in general. Fair. Fair. Spock signing. Yeah. I would totally put on, like, Lower Decks and watch an episode with you, but that would probably get me banned, so I'm not going to do that. Singing. I was like, I know that Spock did some, like, finger stuff, but I'm not sure if it was signing, but singing, yes. That was pretty good. I am a fan of the musical. I think my favorite part was the confused Klingons singing. I can understand why, for some people, it may be cringe, but at least they had, like, a technobabble explanation for why it was happening. Like, as I recall, it was something like a subspace rupture that was causing different dimensions of probability to collapse in weird ways, something like that. The concept of musical life form was cool, though. Yes, that was my favorite part with the Klingons, too. Yes. I loved it. Alright, I think the bar is ready. Let me see. Like, I can't wait to play this game, but I have to wait for all the players, because not all the players are going to be available all the time. I think I'm just going to go through the different scenes. So we're going to start in the bar. And I'm not going to give away any surprises, so if anyone like the Phantom Feast is still watching, or Ophi, no surprises. Although, for the Fire Brigade game, it'll be interesting because Session 1 of the Fire Brigade and Session 1 of the stream are both supposed to be next Saturday, assuming that people are available enough. And so I might be running, like, almost the same starting point for the sessions twice. But it's going to diverge based upon all the characters and how they play, so that's pretty cool. There was some rip in the universe, and they needed to repair the harmonies to repair. Yeah. Needed some Subspace Rhapsody harmonies. Okay, so we start in the bar, and then we go to the classroom. And, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and deploy... I'm not going to deploy the tokens because there's a couple things that might happen that'll vary whether the tokens are whether they're there on time or not, things like that. So I'm not gonna deploy them. You're not on Twitch, but might try to check it out or at least follow to get notifications. Well, thank you so much. I'd really appreciate the follow. You can also find me on YouTube. If YouTube is more your thing, I'm live streaming on YouTube as well at Captain Jamie-Leigh. And you can get the full experience on Twitch and YouTube. It's a little bit harder with TikTok. I have to stream a couple times from the TikTok Live Studio app in order to get access to stream from OBS. But eventually, I might be able to get the full experience for TikTok. I just need to stream a couple more times. So, let's see. We have the classrooms. They're going to start out in the hallway, and then they'll go into the classroom and have some briefing and a short test. And then they will go into the adjacent room and do a paired exercise. And then they will do a mathematical test on the computer terminals over here. And I think I put walls up. Yeah, I put walls up so they can't see each other. That's pretty cool. So here's what that'll look like. If they're over here, they'll only be able to see out. They won't be able to see the other alcoves. But if they come up here and they go down, they can see them like that. But if they go in, then they can't see it. I love the fog of war on this. It's awesome. If you'd like to get more on Twitch, I only follow crochet artists that make masks at the moment. LOL. Oh, neat. Cool software. Thank you. Yeah. Crochet artists are pretty cool. So you found a crochet community on Twitch? That's pretty awesome. Let's see. After the classrooms, they are going to go to the Turbolift lobby. And then... checking my notes here to classrooms. To the bar. To the bar. To the armory. Okay, so they'll come in the bottom door and go walk up the hallway. And I'll just do that with the player token character to kind of like represent the group. Just one TikTok creator who makes otherworldly crochet masks and hoods, and they go live sometimes. Oh, okay. Cool. That sounds awesome. Okay, so they'll come in here and they can go to the bar. And then we go to the armory here. Turbolift lobby. Oh, I found some gaps. I need to fill those gaps. This makes sure that the players can't go through walls. So that'll work fine. This is the atrium to the armory, and then up here is the actual armory. This is where all the weaponry is. So if I zoom in real far and go up here, there you can see some phaser rifles and other kinds of armaments. It's a little bit blurry. So the applicants aren't going to be in the actual armory, or they're not supposed to be, but they'll be in this large atrium area, which is used for practice of like combat sports. Okay, after the armory, they will be back in the classroom. And then that's when they'll find out if they pass the exam or not. So I need to make an Excel spreadsheet or a Google Sheets or something to keep track of the results. Maybe there's another way to do it. Maybe we could keep track of the results on notes or journal, something in-game. Oh, journals, personal logs, Emily's log. Who's Emily? Oh, this was just a test entry. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. They'll come back here, and then they can explore. They have to make their way to the shuttle bay. So if we look at Jeffries Tube Junction lower, Jeffries Tube Junction. I'm just chilling with this music. Great down tempo. Yeah. Hello, everyone. We are preparing a Star Trek Adventures tabletop roleplay game. And we are just chilling, talking Star Trek. I'm showing everyone the maps that are ready to go. We also have Douglas Station, which is the space station that the session 1 will take place on. We have the Jeffries Tube Junctions, classroom hallway, transporter room, armory hallway. Yeah, I like this. I like this. Coming together nicely, yes. And then they finally have to make their way to the shuttle bay itself. And there's a couple ways that they can explore this. I'm not going to reveal the secrets. But they have to explore this map on their own. And find their way to Shuttle 1 in Shuttle Bay 3. And that's where they will figure out what happens. And that's basically session 1. So we went to the armory, the bar, the classrooms, Douglas Station for the scene setting, Jeffrey's Tube Junctions, Shuttle Bay. We also have a transporter room, which may or may not be used. It just depends. And the Turbolift lobby. The lighting graphics are so nice. Yes, they are. Thank you. All right. I am going to check Discord real quick. Just a quick scan. Don't see anything urgent going on. So let's see. What else can we do to prep for the game? I think most of the rest of the game prep is in like AI and stuff. So I don't want to stream the spoilers. But I have a plan for session 1, and then depending upon how session 1 goes, like assuming the players get into Starfleet, then we're going to have sessions 2 through 5 represent years 1 through 4 of Starfleet Academy. And it's not going to be the whole year that we play through. It's just going to be kind of like an interesting scene or vignette of what's going on. And then they will be able to graduate and get assigned to a starship. Kent said, looks like an AI rendition of realistic Smurf illustration. Referring to chat. Referring to our Blue and Dorian with the Giga Chad chin. The bar is so cool. It's so cool. And it's kind of a tradition that can be subverted because it happens all the time, but a lot of D&D tabletop roleplay game adventures start in a tavern or a bar of some type. And the characters are meeting other characters and see some shady characters and have to kind of figure out what the adventure is going to be. And so I thought it was appropriate to start this adventure in the bar. So I did a little bit of light role play with the players earlier today. Just to, it was the first time all of my players for the streaming crew were meeting together, although 2 of them have met each other already. And it went really well. I think it went well. Okay. I think I'm just sending a quick message here. Where did I put that? YouTube. And Just watching. Just watching. Okay, nice, that's good. Okay, I think I'm going to see if I can reconfigure the stream so that we can play a game together, because I want to keep streaming. I'm basically done for the night. I've done everything I need to do. But I want to play a game, so let me boot up Steam and get this started. Let's see, what's updating? Something, Starship Simulator's updating. Okay, I'm going to put Steam on the other side because I don't need that to be all over the place. I was thinking about playing Stationeers, which is a space game. So let me get this set up, and then I'm going to duplicate the screen. Let's see if this works. Yep, okay. What happened to the crewmate goal? Alright. The crewmate goal is my follower goal. And it went down by 1 over the course of this stream. So someone unfollowed me. That's funny. Oop, oop. Okay, let's see. We have Stationeers going on. And yeah, I'm going to leave this Twitch on this stream. And then this one is going to be this. All right. I do need to stop the music, so give me 1 second. Because this game has its own music. Okay. Okie doke. You'll be heading out soon to walk the fur, son? Well, thank you so much for hanging out. Oh my gosh, this music is too loud. Hold on a second. Audio. Music all the way down. There we go. Making that a little bit less. Okay. Thank you for hanging out, chatting Star Trek, and catching up. It's been fun. I'm going to be live again. I don't know, like every day or every other day. So keep a lookout for that. And if anyone, I'm not ending my stream. I'm just saying bye to Mix Boo. But if anyone is wanting to watch me on Twitch or YouTube, you can find me at Captain Jamie-Leigh on Twitch and YouTube as well, and on TikTok. Same in all 3. It's easy. And you can see this over here. Couldn't connect. We're trying to reconnect now. That's weird. Okay. Okay, I'm going back to this one. There we go. Okay. Quick question. Moon, Mars, Europa, Mimas, Vulcan, which is really hard, Asteroid Belt, or Venus? I usually play Mars because that's kind of fun. But I usually play creative mode. So let's see. Oh, I should update my my stream description. Give me a second. Gotta go into here. We are playing Stationeers. Oh, I didn't. My go live. Captain Jamie-Leigh went live with Star Trek Adventures. Okay. Alright, my stream description. I need to do one more thing. We're playing Stationeers while chatting Star Trek. There we go. Now the stream looks good. Okie doke. Okay. I just got a chat, first time chat, who said they're going to unfollow me because they noticed my tags. Well, you can go ahead and be transported to the neutral zone. We are going to... Don't need you. Sorry. First villain transported to the neutral zone. Jeez. Bye, Mixboo. I don't know if you're still here or not, but bye-bye. See you soon. Okie doke. Wow, the gall of some people. Whatever. Just bring me more to the trans and queer side of TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube, and that'll be fine by me. Okie doke. I'm gonna go with Mars. Next. Creative mode. Next. Mars. Standard. Creative. And August 2025. Actually, I'm gonna do it like this. 2025. August. Starting the game. Why is this notification popping up over here? Okay. And let's see. Can I duplicate, copy, paste?